He's over here starting a fire. He's not taking credit for it.
All right, one more time for Jimmy Pardo, everyone. Let's hear it for Jimmy Pardo. No, that's not it. This is where we start.
So explain why we're doing this.
All right, well, I'll explain why we're doing this. I recently have been handed the responsibility of interviewing every week's headliner for the In the Can show, which we were doing with Martha Kelly. Did anyone see In the Can with Martha Kelly? All right. She quit, now I'm doing it. All right. So this is actually my first time doing one of these interviews. And, well, we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited to do it, to have you as my first guest on the show, because you are one of my favorite comedians. I very much enjoyed your set tonight. I think everyone here enjoyed Jimmy's set tonight. Yeah. Thank you.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, what did you think of this crowd?
I enjoyed them.
Really?
Yes! Yeah, come on, if I'm one of your favorites, you know that it's all just a big... I can't go behind the fucking curtain. It's a magic trick.
Right.
You know what? It's all, you know, that's all scripted. Everything's scripted.
Everything, really?
Everything's scripted. I make sure that I have, you know, I got a gay couple in the front that I can make fun of. So, give me a young guy that I'll guess he's too old. I'll go that way. Give me a couple that lives together so I can do my Roper joke. Everything is written.
Are you flying these people in? Are you Craigslisting when you get on the
I get a tone. I go Craigslisting. Hey, he wants to be an extra in the front row of a comedy club. But you know what's funny? You know some a-holes gonna come up and have you, hey, where did you pay those people? Yeah, I pay.
Yeah, okay.
No, none of it's scripted. The whole thing's well, the subway story is that's written because that's 100% true.
Yeah,
it's actually 101% true. It's so true I've added to it.
And it went back in time and became the reality.
That's
and
right.
while you're rewriting history,
Exactly.
freaky. You're one of my favorite crowd rap comics. When you do talk to the crowd, I enjoy it more than a lot of times when I see other comics. Now, is that something that you set out doing when you started doing comedy, or did that just kind of happen over time? Where
I don't know why you're yelling at me. It's a very aggressive interview manner.
Yeah.
Is that something you did over time? Why did you talk after that?
Well, we'll get to that. But okay, well that was here's the thing. I'm terrible at interviewing. Well,
No,
answer the question.
You're actually very good.
Okay, well we'll see.
Cut yourself some slack. You've asked 2 questions. They both came out cleanly. It's been good.
Sure,
Too hard on yourself, Eddie. Eddie Ritchie goes. He's one of the best. We worked together in Minneapolis, and it was a very good one. It's a lot of hey, want to have lunch tomorrow? And me going, I don't eat. And then I run into him at the restaurant. That's all. And I got to pretend to put an apron on every time I work there. What did I become Ripples? That was really put an apron on. Then I worked it. You've lost Jason. To answer your question, I did a bunch of improvising and crowd work when I was an open micer back in 1970. And that joke's funny when you're a girl on Desperate Housewives. Hey, you ever watched Desperate Housewives?
No,
not
funny.
Yeah? No, not 1 second of it is funny. Yet they try to tell you it's a comedy. It's like that Entourage. There's nothing worthwhile. So, there you are. Mark Wahlberg in the back of the house.
Hey, that's our show.
I did a bunch of improvising when I was an open micer, and then I stopped doing it for a little while, and then I got sick of people telling me that I was much funnier off stage than I was on stage, and everybody kept saying, if you could just be the guy that you are off stage, on stage, you'll take off. And I didn't really know what they meant by that. I really didn't, because I thought I was being funny on stage. And then one day it just clicked. It was actually New Year's Eve week. 92 going into 93, and I don't know, I was in Indianapolis at a place called Crackers, and it just clicked. And I just started working the crowd and went, holy shit, this is what I do off stage. I just improvise and make things out of nothing and make it funny, and so that's, kind of what I do now.
Is that what they call finding your voice?
I think it is. Not to get all long-winded, but Jay Leno, whether you like him or not, he said that, it takes 5 years to find your voice and 10 years to really figure out what you're doing. And when you're doing comedy 3 or 4 years, you go, hey, fuck him, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But the truth is, if there's any young comics, it is 5 years and 10 years. And then it really is those landmarks that you figure out what you're doing in comedy. So yes.
Cool. Well, now...
Didn't mean to get serious on that.
No, that was... that's...
Hey, I got a cock.
Listen with the cock. Now, okay, so obviously I'm pretty new at doing the interview thing, but you're not. You've done a lot of interviews. But I tried to find stand-up you online, and you can't do it. It's all interview stuff because you had your show, Running Your Trap.
Running Your Trap, yes.
Your last show that you did in Los Angeles, right?
Yes.
And then there's your podcast, Never Not Funny.
Award-winning.
Award-winning. Won Best of iTunes 2006, 2007, and then 2008 won Aspen Rooftop County Worker Best.
Yeah, we won a couple of trophies.
Yeah. You got trophies for that?
We got a trophy. We got one trophy from the Aspen Comedy Festival, and I have that. We just moved, my wife and I, so it's somewhere. I'm not so sure where that is.
It'll make it to the mantle.
It will certainly, once Never Not Funny gets an office, we'll put it up on the mantle and then put other things around it, like plants to make it like there's something happening up there, I guess. But yeah, so yeah.
Okay, so well, what I was hoping, Jimmy, is that I could ask you a couple questions about how to conduct a successful interview, and you give me a couple tips so that I don't have to work my way up like you did, and I can just learn from you.
Stop yelling.
All right. Okay. Stop.
Mic technique, I can certainly help with mic technique. I saw earlier you punched that thing like it was coming at you.
It is coming at me. It's like, it is pretty. I haven't set these I just got these today, and it is.
Oh, you bought these today?
Yeah.
These are dynamite. I love these. I mocked them when I got up here. These are dynamite. These are when you don't want a microphone near you, but yet you want one near you. This is the mic stand for you.
Okay.
It's like a C clamp. That's a C clamp of microphones. You can use this if you want to do clamp down a piece of wood and get a hacksaw and do some handiwork.
Industrial interview. Yeah, exactly. All right. So here are my questions for you. First of all, when I'm interviewing someone, should my first question be, how do I do an interview?
I think it's a good start. You know, that way you show that you're vulnerable. It puts that guy in a power position. He already thinks he's better than you. You come in with the hard-hitting questions, he won't see what's coming, and he'll answer honestly.
Catch him off guard. All right.
That's right.
Sneak up on
the
him.
interviewee is dumb. It should be treated as such.
Good. All right. Now, Running Your Trap, Never Not Funny, both good names for shows. This one has been called In the Can.
When's that going to be changed?
Yeah, thank you. All right. Hopefully tonight. Do you have any suggestions?
No, I do dead air.
Okay, nice.
That's not fair. That's not fair. That's wonderful. I do not have suggestions. That's putting me on the spot, and I don't care for that.
Don't put people on the spot. All right, good.
Don't put people back on their heels. That's very aggressive and weird. We're already being attacked by microphones.
Come up with things I should have come up with. All right. And then as far as flow and interview, you know, I know you do the podcast. Dead air is obviously probably a bad thing. How do you, if a lull's coming up, what do you do to pick things up?
I don't think a lull is a bad thing. I think that it does give people a chance to catch their breath, and because nobody talks nonstop. I mean, even in a conversation, if you and I were out having a sandwich, we will not happen. If we were out, you know, having I'd probably get a patty melt. I don't know what your choice of sandwich would be, but even then, we would either be a little break. So a lull is fine. I like probably one in the middle of that sentence. I think.
All right, and finally.
No, we're not done.
No, yes, this is it. This is it. And my question is, how do you successfully end an interview? How do you do the dismounts?
Oh, you know what you do?
Finish strong.
You say you've got two choices. You go. You can say, well, Jimmy Pardo's been our guest. And then you can just do that, and you go, or you can say, when you really, this is actually a sign. If you ever hear my stuff, you go, so where are you gonna be? You got anything to promote? And then that puts it back on them, and then you're able to go, da-da! So then, so if you ever watch me do an interview, and I ask them, so where are you gonna be? You know, I did not care for that interview. That's true. It's like, hey, tell us where you're gonna be, and then you tell them, and then you go, yay! And then I get out without having to look like I cared.
Awesome. Well, I have very much enjoyed this interview, so I'm just going to say, Jimmy Pardo, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Jimmy, for doing this interview.
T-shirts out in the lobby now. T-shirts. Don't be fooled by this interview. There's still T-shirts for sale.